What's going on, everybody? It's Mobility Marty here. Just gonna take you guys through a little bit of a plyo ball routine. I've never used plyo balls before. There's guys that I played with in college that use them. Driveline makes a really good set. That's what I went with. There's other brands and stuff, but I went with Driveline. A lot of these are going to be Driveline drills, and then a couple that I incorporate. I'm not throwing baseballs today. I'm only gonna stick with heavier weighted balls. Very low intensity. I'm not trying to like go balls to the walls here. I'm just trying to go nice and easy and get my body ready for when I do want to throw this week. Weather didn't look amazing right now. I'm going to try to just get this PlyoCare routine in after I warm up. Typically, I'm always starting with, you can use Jaegers. These are just ATGs bands that they make. It's called their door hammy band. I love them as like Jaegers. You can actually get a lot more movement with them, and I use them for my lower body. So the full pregame routine that I do with them too. All I want to start with, I'm just gonna get some face pulls in here, some scap retraction, holding at the top, working supination to pronation on the way in. Then I usually take a step back and really just let it all hang out. Kind of get a stretch in those lats in through the mid back. Just moving the body around this morning, getting it nice and loose. I don't think you can ever be too warmed up. So even if I'm just throwing some plyo balls, trying to hit every angle of the shoulder joint, flexion, extension, straight overhead, just getting some nice blood flowing. Go to like 3/4, and doesn't matter what my arm slot is. Like I'm just hitting every joint angle just to get a lot of blood flowing. Don't have to like pause and hold these positions. I'm just trying to get mass amounts of blood flowing. That feels pretty good there. Usually I'm shooting anywhere from like 12 to 15, maybe 20. But it kind of depends on what you need for that day, how you're feeling. See, so like I can feel just a little bit of tightness in my mid back. So I'll probably go back to that overhead position, which is typically what I do anyway, with the bands behind me and palms facing forward like this. I always come back to the top here. Oh, you can almost get into a little bit of a ATG split squat with it. Get the psoas and hips opened up. Kind of rotating either way. Whew. It's a really lot of extension here in the spine. Oh, coming down into the split squat. Whew. Yeah, that one always gets you going. Wow, especially on the low back, really gets it opened up and going. So typically I hit like external, internal rotation too. There's a couple ways you can do it. You can either go here for external and then here for internal. At least for external, I like working up here. Similar to face pulls, but I'm thinking about trying to keep the elbows still as opposed to like moving the whole arms like this. So elbows are here, just trying to rotate, open up, get that backside working a little bit. And then I'll go back to overhead. And I know I skipped internal rotation, but I don't think it's really something I need right now, especially because I'm just doing a light PlyoCare routine. If I work some tricep overhead, just getting that elbow going, a lot of tension, blood flowing there. That's good. I'll try to move the band down a little bit. That's fine there. Just get to this full stretch shoulder position. A little too taut on that side. Full stretch shoulder position. Just letting the shoulders stretch, hang out, almost like you're in the bottom of a dip. Letting them open up. And then keeping the elbows there. Keeping the elbows behind the torso. Oh boy, we're getting some rain right now. Uh-oh. This isn't cool. Sam's filming me out the window too. What the Oh, but get the biceps moving, warming up a little bit. Oh, yeah, that feels nice. Then typically I'll go into a lot of lower body, like I'll hit split squats again by themselves, and also get like standing pancake, some elephant walks. I'll do hamstring curls with the band too. It's raining, man. What the hell? Not ideal here, folks. I hope it'll stop. All right, well, the rain's really not that bad. We're gonna power through it. So before I pick anything up, I always like getting some grip. Just gonna wrap my index and middle finger till failure. And then I'll go to the other side, and I'll try to do like each finger individually. But this is a nice tool that you can order on Amazon that comes with an actual gripper that's not like individual fingers like this, and a finger extensor too. So I show up to every game with this. I rep this before I pick up a baseball. Like before I do any throwing or anything, like I'll hit my upper body, lower body bands, which is a pregame routine that I'll be dropping very shortly. Getting to this point where I'm almost hitting failure here. My forearms are just lit up right now. The inside of my elbow here. And I try to like simulate throwing a little bit, being in that extended, pronated position, come into like flexion and supination. Yeah, that's pretty good there. The forearm is lit up there. So now I hit the other side just to even it out, and especially being a catcher too, you know, I literally use this arm just as much as I use this one, just not throwing. It's all receiving, gripping like that. So finger extension and finger flexion is quite important. Not saying that it's not important for any other position, because the stronger your hands are, the more comfortable you're going to be. Not only the stronger your grip is, the better you're going to be able to throw a ball harder and more accurately. If you have more control of it and your grip's stronger and you can put more backspin on the ball, you're going to be able to throw it harder. And in terms of receiving as a catcher, you know, these are the three fingers that you're using, because then you go in your glove and you're just grabbing the ball with these three fingers. So that's why I really try to get these warmed up nice and well. Oh my God. Like, it doesn't look like it's hard, but you'll get to that point where you're like, it's burning. That's pretty good there. This is the first time that I've ever used plyo balls. We're gonna see how it goes, and bear with me. But I can dry these off a little bit. I'm going with the 1500 and what's this, 1000? So 1500 and 1000 gram. Driveline will say it too, and I really like this approach. We always start with reverse throws. You know, you're trying to find your arm angle. Like if you're like directly overhead, you want to like really throw it back overhead. Or if you're kind of 3/4, you can be like here. Or if you're really sidearm, kind of throwing it back there. The idea is we're just trying to get as warmed up as possible in this reverse position. So we're literally, everything we do is so hard this way. So if we can go as fast as we can backwards, we're going to get all those backside, shoulder, back, trap, scapula muscles working, fired, activated, and ready for us to actually throw a real baseball. So nice and light to start. Again, this is something that I haven't done, so you guys are going to have to bear with me. Getting them a little dirty being outside, but builds character. When I'm leaning forward like this, I'm thinking about literally like I just finished my throw. Like I just followed through, whether I'm a catcher and I came right down here, I'm here, bang. That was kind of bad because it hit my ankle. So you think about trying to hit the same spot, and then it should roll back in the same spot too. So I should always be picking the ball up like somewhere here. It shouldn't be hitting my calf. That one was a little high. Yeah, make sure I hit the same spot because I got a ledge here and I'm not trying to pop these balls. I thought about it initially when I moved here doing it on that brick wall, but just a little uneven. I'm not going to do it in the neighbor's wood fence. I could hang like a horse mat or something on it, but it's going to be really loud for them. City living problems. See, that was a bad rep. It was better. All right, I feel pretty good there. To be honest with you, like I'm not looking for a set number of reps or anything. I'm just trying to go with what feels good. Now, I'm a big advocate of balancing things out on both sides, and I know I don't throw left-handed, but these muscles still get worked and used. So I'm gonna just try like 3 or 5. You know, I don't have to do, I would have to guess I did at least like 12 or 15 on my right side. I can do like a third of that, like a quarter of it, a third of that. You know, I don't think it's necessary to do the full reps on the other side. See, especially because not as coordinated on that side because I'm right hand dominant, but I'm just doing it to work both sides. And it's really more of like a mental thing. Like you're mentally trying to focus on the other side that you haven't worked. So you're really learning, like you're trying to teach yourself this new motor skill that you're not as accustomed to. Because I mean, I've been throwing baseballs my whole life since I could, right-handed. You know, I never threw left-handed. So I do remember in Little League though, since my dad is left-handed, the one time I took his glove and I warmed up with it. So that was really like the most left-handed throwing I did. Do one more, get a good rep in here. Happy with that. We'll go to the 1,000 gram. This should feel a lot easier to move than that, and it should be a little more explosive. Not that that wasn't explosive. I mean, you want to think if you're just gonna go, oh, like this, like, what's that gonna do for you before you go throw baseball as hard as you can forward, right? So you want to match the intensity, but depending on your day too, that means you might have lower volume, you might have higher volume. It really depends. Like the balance between volume and intensity is massive for the game of baseball. Like overdoing it, stress on the elbow, have to be able to balance things and realizing that recovery is important. And this is a good recovery tool. So obviously this can go a bit harder. Plus I can get 2 fingers on it. It's more of a baseball size. So I'm trying to simulate that. A little wide there. That's better. And I'm no pitcher. Trust me. I haven't pitched since like Babe Ruth and like modified JV ball, which was, oh shit, maybe 16, 17 years old. That felt pretty good there. So I'll go to the left side now. I'm at that point where I'm playing in men's leagues that most of them are looking for catchers, which is great for me because that's my primary and that's where I want to play. But especially in the one league that I played in this summer, it's an older men's league, so they need a lot more pitching. Listen, any team can use pitching. So that's kind of the goal of today is I'm going to do a little bit of catcher stuff. And then I have that lacrosse ball with my baseball glove. Do a little bit of like mechanical block leg work. Just get a little bit here on the left side. This actually isn't as bad as I thought it would be on my left. That's the thing though, I kind of mess around here and there throwing left-handed sometimes. Especially if I'm just like throwing a ball with Sam or something or a friend. I'll just mess around and throw left-handed because why not? That felt pretty good. Those are the 2 heavier balls. This is where I'll go a little bit lighter. Again, I'm not going anything lighter than a baseball. Baseball's about 144 to 149 grams, and their 2 lighter balls are 100 grams and 150. So I'm sticking with 450 and 225. You have to bear with me here because, again, I'm not a pitcher, and this is really like a pitcher move. So it might take me a second to get the footwork down, and again, it's not something I've ever done. Essentially what the pivot pickoff is it's where you want your throwing side foot out in front of you and the other side behind you. You're going to have to rotate your whole body and then throw into the wall. And it's teaching the body to rotate at the hips and the torso and then get the torso and hips to go before you throw the ball. And it's very similar to the drill, the hitting drill that I had posted about, the 45-degree hitting drill. Very similar to that, to where you're 45 in the tees here and you feel the torso and the hip coil and then bang. So you stay connected in that backside and coiled into that hip. So it's the same kind of thing here, just getting the hips and torso to go. I really like working on being out in front, getting to a strong position here at 90, turning and throwing and trying to get my feet to match, like feet to kind of be together after I complete my throw. So getting some more rain here. Hopefully we don't get poured on right now. It's like it's on and off here. I tell you what, welcome to Buffalo. That's what you get. So I'm here. It's really more of a mechanical thing. that I'm trying to work on and what this drill is teaching. From here, 90, and throw. But I really want to get that feel of the hips and the torso going. So like I'm not really feeling that. So that's the intent, that's the focus here on these next few reps until I really feel good and I can continue to do it. Then I'll go to a lighter ball and then do it again. Getting a little more rain here. To here. Not bad. And ideally I want the ball to just roll right back to me. So I'm here, coming to here. Beautiful. Hitting a similar spot, about eye level, right at the wall. Balls are a little slick. Hi, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
Oh, better when it wasn't so wet. I know. It's been on and off for the last like 20 minutes. No, you were totally fine. I might want to take cover here. Oh boy. All right. The rain has subsided, at least for right now. So we're back out here. After the gloves and everything got a little wet. That's okay. Push through. So I was still on the 450 ball. And I'm still feeling pretty good. It's maybe half hour later. Went inside and did some clients. So I've got the 225G and the 450. And again, I really want to work on these pivot pickoffs because I need to get better at them. I want to really work on this. So I want to get to here. And I was watching some of the video too. I want to get to here, come to 90 here, turn. Should roll right back to my feet. That's a good rep. But again, it's all about feel. Like, you could do 5 of these reps or you could do 25 of these reps before to get warmed up, whatever it may be. Like for me right now, I'm throwing the heavier ball, so I'm not going super intense, but I'm just trying to think about rotating everything here first. Because there's a lot of, trust me, there's a lot of velocity that's still left in the tank here that I can unleash, that I need to tap into, and I'm going to tap into. Because I have not done any throwing before playing this summer. I graduated in December of 2021 from Penn State Barron. And I could have played my last year, but I graduated a semester early, so I forewent my last year and graduated. 2.5 years later, I'm back on the diamond playing, and I've really only been training for the last like year to year and a half, like really since I got out of school, I was training for it, but not like throwing. The only throwing I ever did was just throwing BP to my team, my players, when I was coaching and coaching now. So that was all the throwing I did. Missed my spot there. Thinking about getting here, coming to 90, rotate. Through, missed my spot again a little bit. I went inside and Sam said, I'm just throwing against the side of my house. She's like, yeah, you're shaking the house. I'm like, well, good thing nobody lives on the first floor anymore. At least in the back. I hope the lady in the front's not getting too upset. We'll go like 2 more here. I just want to get this good feel. Come to here. Rotate. Good. I can feel that stretch in my this backside. That back oblique, which is good. I want to feel that stretch in my torso. It's the same thing hitting, like I had said earlier with that 45-degree drill. So I'm here. Last rep if it's good. Reset here. Starting here. Coming up to 90 here. Turn. Hold it. Feel that stretch. Let it explode. We'll mess around with lefty. Why not? We'll see how it works. Just doing it to play around. So I guess my right foot would be forward. I'm here. So I want to think about out in front. Come to 90. Rotate around. I feel that. Wow. That might be like the first time I've ever really felt like a stretch when I've thrown left-handed, like in my obliques and my torso, which is sick. Like that means this drill is doing what it's intended to do. Here, rotate. We'll go like 2 or 3 more on this side. So now the sun's shining. Look at that. Oh, it went away. I spoke too soon. Here, 90. Rotate. And I missed badly. Ideally, got to hit the brick on the side of my house and not the siding. Ball's a little wet too. That slipped right out of my hand. All right, there we go. One more as long as it's good. Here, here, coming to here, come to 90. Rotate. Oh, that was terrible. I yanked it. All right, give me one more. Oh, I'll take that. That was beautiful. 225 G's. Go to the right side. Feel good here. It's 90. Rotate. Get up here. Feel it. There were a couple catcher ones that I wanted to work on too. That's essentially just being up at the ear and then getting to that point where you're loaded in the hip, feeling that stretch. And it's the same, like, you still kind of want that leg like blocked, like when you're here and then you're here and you're coming around. Trevor Bauer's done a lot of this. See a lot of pro guys work on that and like that block leg and rotating the hips around it. But the same idea, it's the same idea as a catcher. You just want to be in this arm slot here and really rip down through the ball and work on backspin. So that's really all I'm working on here. Like, I'm just going to be face up. And I just have my glove on just to feel getting the ball out of the glove. It's a good feel. Just bang. Let it sit here. Turn the glove. Turn the glove right to here. Right, so I'm just here. And I'm just trying to think about ripping down through. And then I'll progress it to being here and ripping down through. And then I'll really load in the hip and get to here and rip down through. And then I'll kind of put it all together. So I'm going with the 225 here. Bang. Beautiful. Here. Right down through it. Trying to think like straight down through that ball. Getting as much backspin as I can. Here to here. Straight down through it. Put 2 more there. Just a little throwing progression here. Here. Perfect. And I'm just standing like I'm about shoulder width here. Hands out in front. Bring it to the ear. Straight down through it. So now I'm going to start just at an angle here. Or like an angle like I would have transferred and gotten to my step here. So no stride here. Like I'm thinking about if I'm striding out and throwing, I'm about here. So I'm just thinking here. I'm going to try to pull back to here. So I'm right at 90. Bang. So I'm trying to break everything down like one step at a time. Like right now, they're like no transfer. Like we already did the transfer. Now it's just balls at the ear, right? So it's here. Bring it to here. Bang. And you want that same feeling of rotating like you're a pitcher. Like you want to rotate around that block leg. It's no different. It's the same thing when you're throwing from the outfield. Like you want to be able to rotate the hips to get as much torque out of them as possible. Transfer that energy through the kinetic chain. So I'm about here. I'm up front. Come back. Right down through. And I should end up like, I don't want to be like face up here. I want to be, right? I want to almost be at this 45 that way. Like I was doing the pivot pickoff, right? So like I'm here, here, bang. See how I end up kind of like at this angle. My toes are this way because I'm turned this way. And I come through. So I'm really trying to rotate through. My target's that way. So it's like that 45-degree drill when you're hitting again. Like your target is still up the middle, but like you're squared this way, right? So I'm squared completely this way. Rotate here, over rotate, bang, and I finish at this 45. It's the same thing when you're here, bang. You should finish at that angle there. You can kind of put it together like we're essentially adding like that step here, but I'm really trying to think about loading into that back hip when I throw. So I'm taking the whole step out of it to load into the hip. I just want to be stationary in this hip and load into it, hold, get the foot plant to where I'm here, and come through. The idea is just taking every step of your throw and breaking it down one step at a time and not having to do it all at once. It's a great progression. So I'm just sitting here, bring my hands up here, separate. I'm in a good position here, and throw. Come to here, load the hip, get to here. I'm in a good throwing position, scaps retracted, and come through. I feel pretty good there. Yeah, now the sun's out, I'm sweating. All right, so now we're gonna essentially put it together in a slower motion here, to where I'm here, foot plant to here, and then go from there. And then we'll put it together slowly to where it's like here, and then bang, all through. So I'm not trying to go like super fast with a transfer, but I am still stopping at foot plant. So I'm putting together the transition to then being in this slot with the footwork, getting to where I want to be here, and then rotating from there. So I want to make sure I'm getting into the right positions before I even try to throw. So hands in the glove here, feet are active here, in a good position, and throw. Now even there, I probably could have gotten a little bit more length in my step. Ball's in the glove here, going bang, in a good spot here, in a good strong position, right? So I'm here, bang, footwork didn't feel good there. Got to kind of get around it. So I'm here, bang, I'm in a good spot. I'm here, and I throw. Do one last time here. So I'm here, bang, I'm in a good spot. Arms in a good spot. That wasn't bad. I could have definitely been a little bit more balanced. All right, so now we're going to put it all together. No stop at foot plant. So I'm here, bang, right there. Ball's in the glove, here. That felt like my arm went a little quick. So, need to just slow everything down. All right, this ball's just not going to stop. So you're staggered, here, and there. One more good one. So I'm here, bang, and there. Felt pretty good. Good rotationally in the back hip, like really feeling that glute active, the hip rotating. Yeah, that was pretty much the extent of what I wanted to take you guys through today. First time using PlyoCare Driveline balls. Yeah, I mean, something little that I wanted to throw you guys through. So hope you found some value. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to be doing a lot more of these in the future. PlyoCare, throwing routine into the net. Once the winter turns, definitely be inside doing it, but hoping to keep that going for you guys and throwing stuff, hitting stuff on top of the strength training. That's what you get with Mobility Marty. So hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you found some value in this. And remember, as always, your hips never lie, so let them fly.